Today, we are going to talk about some of the marketing terms that you might have heard of a lot, but you have no idea of what they mean. Lead magnet, funnel, offer, opt-in page. If those little words that you hear is making you dizzy, no matter how many triple shot of espresso in your coffee this morning, I see you. We are going to break that down so that we can get more coaching client. That's decoded. Drop the word yes into the comment and let's get started. Before we get into what are those 10 marketing words that you should know, but you don't have to master, here's why it matters. The thing that I hear all the time is that when you don't understand something, when you don't understand the word, you might spending your days and nights and working on something and you're wondering why clients are not coming in, right? Drop high five emoji into the comment. Maybe you have tried something in the past and you're wondering like, why is this not working? It worked for that coach, but how come it's not working for me? This is a common problem I see all the time, is that sometimes you're just focusing on working on the wrong thing, and so it's delaying the whole process of you actually getting clients. I remember when I first started out, I didn't start any of the fancy like software or CRM that people coaches are looking for and having to include. I just went really the simple route. If the client say yes, I share my calendar with them and I we hop on a call, and it was a discovery call. It was a 30 minutes, 45 minutes long. And at the end of that call, I just said, if you're ready to move forward, here's the link to secure the payment. So all I had was just a calendar schedule link, and I had a payment wall, which I set it up using PayPal and Stripe. And no matter which payment processing platform that you use, they're all about the same. Currently, it's anywhere from 2.5 to 3% processing fee. But that's all I had. I just had two links, a link to schedule and a link to take their cash. That's all I had. I had no funnels or lead magnet whatsoever, not even a website, but that's how I got started. So you might be focusing on the wrong thing. And the problem with marketing is that there's so many things that you have to focus on. There's so many pieces that you feel like you need to have in place in order to have clients. If that is true with you, drop another high five emoji, because there's that feeling of I need to have all these in place before I can start getting client, which is completely untrue, right? You can get a client as fast as 30 days, 60 days, or some of my clients 90 days, right? So that's make it super simple. So if you want three clients by Friday, here's what we're going to simplify it, and you understand these terminology so that you can get to choose and decide what is actually meaningful and rewarding for your business depending on the journey that you're on. So the first terminology that I want to talk about is, you heard me talk about this all the time, and that is a lead magnet. What is a lead magnet? So, a lead magnet is basically a free resource that you can help your potential prospects to solve a problem, a burning problem that they have, and get people onto your email list. Okay. So, the purpose of this lead magnet is primarily to get people to exchange something very valuable to them, which is the email, so that you can jump onto their email. When you have someone jumping on your email, you basically start, it's a beginning of a start of a conversation. Now, same thing when you're on social. Why do you want people to jump a DM or comment? Because then it's the beginning of a conversation, right? So if someone reach out to you in a DM, you start to have that one-on-one conversation like a real time when you're meeting someone in the real world. So instead of meeting someone in the real world, you're actually meeting them in the DM or on your email list. The good thing about being having an email list is that becomes part of your permanent business asset that you have, that you own, because you own that list. Sometimes you'll hear people say, oh, you need to have a list. What does that mean? What list? It's email list, or it could be your follower list, right? If you have social media followers, these people who follow you is also on a virtual list, part of your friends list. So when you create those free resource, you want to think along the line of maybe it's a checklist, maybe it's a guide, maybe it's a training, whatever that you create. The intention is to get someone to provide you with something, which is an email, so that you can send them and communicate it throughout. So, why does the lead magnet matter? It matters because this is your entry ticket to someone's inbox, to communicate with somebody, to share what you have coming up. For example, a live video like this today, right? Or maybe I have a new offer, a new program, or I'm taking on more one on one clients. That allows you to have that entry ticket to let that person know, hey, I got this thing coming up and it might be great for you. So that gives you the entry ticket, the key into someone's inbox. If you already created one, I would love to have you drop the title of your lead magnet into the comment. I would love to see if you already created it, and that tells me you're actually a step ahead of where most of the beginners are, right? You already have a lead magnet created. Drop the title of your lead magnet into the comment. I would love to see it. The second terminology you're going to hear is sometimes this nurture sequence. Okay, so a nurture sequence, it means that it's a series of email that goes out when somebody signed up to your lead magnet. Okay, it's a series of email, and a lot of the email marketing platform would allow you to set up a sequence and automation. Right, automation is something that without you lifting a finger, and it's going to do that for you. That's where the automation comes in. So as soon as someone get onto your email list, you want to start that nurture sequence, which is a series of email that goes out after someone signed up. What do you send out? A couple of things, right? You wanted to think about it as having conversation. So it could be the story of your life or how you became a coach. It could be some of your clients' journey, what they're able to accomplish, what they're struggling with. It could be what's coming up. Maybe you want to invite them to a discovery call. So those are the type of emails that you would put into a nurture sequence. Now, you might be wondering, okay, so why does it matter? It matters because it creates bonding and it builds trust. It also warms up your audience so that they're ready to buy from you. So that's what a nurture sequence is. Sometimes you'll also hear a welcome sequence. They're almost the same. It basically means that you're welcoming your new connection into your world, right? And this is done through automation, right? Automation just means that you don't have to do sending out each individual email to everybody. You can actually put it and create an automation so the system itself will actually do that for you without you lifting a finger. And guess what you do with that time? You get to be a coach. That's the beauty about automation. Okay. So without you lifting a finger, it's actually doing the things in the background for you so that you can focus on coaching. So that's the lead magnet, that's the nurture sequence. And we talked about the automation. The next terminology that you'll hear a lot in the marketing world is something called conversion. It's not a thing that you build, it's not a program that you buy. It describes an action. It describes the activity that when someone reach out to you and actually took an action, whether to sign up to get your lead magnet, or they actually end up buying something, or they end up booking a call. Okay, somebody took that action to click a button. That is a conversion. You convert them from someone who's not doing anything to someone who's actually taking an action. That's a conversion. And that can be measured. Okay, in the marketing world, a conversion can be measured. I can tell you how many people have clicked on my button. I can tell you how many people have opened the email. I can tell you how many people have gone to my website and actually scroll through my content and they did something. They grab a lead magnet. Those are trackable, they are measurable, and that will give you a clue to what's working and what's not working, right? Because why does conversion matter? If there's no clicking, no downloading, or there's no action taken, or no one booking a call, it means no clients. Right? And that's the whole point. So the goal is to have this conversion, to have someone either to download something or to actually sign up and booking a call. So if I were to ask you how many people actually click the button to book a call, if you can't tell me, then you wouldn't know that's the problem that you want to fix. We need to increase the opportunity and increase and looking at why are people not clicking and why are they not booking a call, and that's something that we can measure. So here's something I want you to think about and comment down below and let me know, right? What is that one post that you have shared over the last 3 weeks? Okay, over the last 3 weeks, what is that one post that you have shared that actually led to a conversion? Now, remember, the conversion means that someone took an action, whether it's to commenting on it, or maybe you share a lead magnet and someone signed up with it, or someone actually booked a call. So I want you to look back and think back what one post that you have shared, someone actually took an action and convert. Okay. I want you to brag a little bit. And if there's none, this is an opportunity for you to consider what is it that I can change and improve that post. Maybe I didn't have a call to action, which I'm going to talk about very soon. Maybe I didn't have a call to action to get someone to actually do something, maybe comment or maybe engage or maybe booking a call or getting my lead magnet. What happened there? So that will also give you an idea of what the opportunity would be for you to consider to improve. All right. So as we're talking about the conversion, the next step, the next terminology that you might have heard a lot is cold versus warm audience. Okay, cold versus warm audience. Now, cold, obviously, you ever play that game cold and colder, right? When someone is walking away from you, that's colder. When someone is getting closer to you, that's warm, and it could be hot. And those of you who attended my masterclass last month in June, I have drawn a picture for you, and that's a funnel, which we're going to talk about next. That's a funnel. So as someone getting closer to you and they're actually becoming and making that conversion of booking a call with you, they get warmer. Initially, they're cold because they're coming across your website, your social media. This is their first time meeting you. They're going to a dating website and they're browsing through all these potential candidates. And who do I choose? Who do I meet? Who is qualified, right? Or who meets my criteria if I'm looking to go out on a date, which is booking a call with you? I need to know who are you first. And so those people who come across your dating website for the very first time, those are cold people. They're stranger. They're complete stranger. Now, as they becoming starting conversation, you're texting more, right? Going back and forth. If they become warmer and like, okay, so hey, do you want to meet up for a coffee date? And that's where they start taking a conversion, taking an action, actually booking on a call. So why do you need to know the cold and warm audience? Why does it matter? So your core audience probably need more time, right? Need more context. They're going through your dating profile and they're reading through everything, and they probably need a little more context. And when I send out a message, am I going to get a real reply, right? When am I going to get a like a WYD response? What are you doing in response, or am I going to get something that's more genuine, authentic, and that make me feel that doesn't make me feel like weird? Are you one of the weirdo out there? That's a cold audience. They need more context. Now the warmer audience, they probably just need to have a clear next step. What do I need to do in order to work with you? What do you do? What's your process? And what are you going to help me with? That's more warmer audience and what they're going to need. They need a clear next step. So if this is what you're looking to solve, here's the next step to jump into my world or how we can partner together. So looking at your current audience, how would you describe, okay, how would you describe your current audience right now? Are they more cold, or some of them are warm, or are they somewhere in between? Do they know what you do? Okay. Do they know what you do? Do they know that you have a coaching business? Do they know that you offer one on one coaching or group coaching, or you have a workshop coming up? Do they know? And if they don't, that's very cold, right? So, how do we warm them up? We need to give them more context. And that's where your content creation comes in. You start warming them up. Okay. Okay. So, next terminology is funnel. So I talked about it, right, earlier, and you'll hear this terminology a lot in the marketing world. What is a funnel? A funnel is basically the journey, okay, the very simplest term of how people find you and become a client. That's what a funnel is. How people find you and how the journey that they have to go through in order to become a client. That's what a funnel. And if you attended my masterclass, I showed you the funnel, right? And that's why your visibility, your online presence, or just your overall your brand presence in real life or on social, it matters because you want to know exactly how someone will find you and therefore going into your world and become a paying client. Because mm, people come into your world, they are at different stages of their life. Some of them, they know that this is a burning problem. I want to be more confident. I want to speak up more during a meeting. Or I want to go out there and I need a promotion, or I need to do X, Y, and Z, but I don't know how to. And therefore, I'm going to look for somebody who can help me with that. Some people come into your world and they are looking for that information, looking for your help. And those are the people who we call warmer, right? They're warmer. They're ready to take that action step to booking a call with you. Now, the majority of them that you come across, they're going to wander around. And this is probably more pertaining to Angela because she had talked about alignment coaching, right? A lot of people don't know what alignment means. And so they might not aware that all the things that they've been doing and running around doing in a circle, like for me, if I were to use our example, you and my example, it would be you would be going out there and you're doing all these things and you're wondering, okay, why am I not getting clients? But you're not realizing that there are steps before you get that clients that we need to focus on first so that we can make sure that the clients are coming in. So if you're wondering, you're doing all this, right? So it's that awareness piece. So the funnel allows you to walk someone from how they found you, how they discovered you, and taking them through that journey of, hey, maybe this is not something that you realized that you were doing before. And now here's what happened, right? Here's why it's not working. This is why it's not working. And this is how you can make it work. So that's the word funnel. And it basically just means that the journey that you're taking someone from just found you into paying client. So if you were to sketch your funnel, what does that look like right now on a napkin? Take out a piece of napkin. If you're eating lunch or you're having a meal right now, take out a piece of a paper, sketch out what that funnel looks like for you right now. How does someone discover you and where do they discover you on a napkin? Could you do it? Right? Could you do it? If not, then maybe we need to focus on, okay, so exactly where should I be putting my focus on? Maybe social media has become easy for me. So maybe in the next 30 days, I should be focusing on social instead of going all over the place on the map, trying to figure out where I need to get clients. Sketch it out. And this is something that I actually did with Helen. Last year, I went to Florida and I had a speaking engagement and I was in Florida and we sat down during lunch and I took out a piece of napkin and I said, okay, so I'm going to walk you through this funnel thing so that you know exactly where to look for your clients instead of going everywhere and wondering where should I be looking for, right? So That's what I did. So you can do this totally on a piece of paper or a napkin that you can draw it out. So if you do have that, take a picture, snap a picture, and drop into the comment for me. I would love to see how people are coming to you, how they discover you. Maybe it's a website. I know someone had reached out recently on my Instagram, and her website has been doing really well for her. And that's how a lot of her clients are coming in. So it could be they're discovering you through website and you have data for that. Okay. So that's something that you can track. All right. So we covered five so far. Now the next one, okay, this might be more pertaining to if you have like a, let's say you have your energy healer and you maybe you have a product or a smaller bite size thing that lower ticket offer, lower ticket package that you're offering to your clients. This is what we call Tripwire. So remember we talked about the funnel. Funnel is a journey that your potential client is going to go through, and that's a journey that how they become first found you and becoming a client, right? So a tripwire is like the next step, except the tripwire you offer a very low ticket. Typically it's about $7 to $47, and it could be a download, it could be a video, it could be a training that you charge for $7 to $47, and that is shown right after someone grab your lead magnet. So typically this tripwire has a pre-stage. Someone download your lead magnet and their next step would be this $7 or $47 offer. Comment down below if you have ever done this in the past where you saw something you download, right? And it's free, completely free. So that you downloaded it and you grabbed it. And right after that, there's a page that pop up and that said, if you like this, right? Here's a $7 thing that you can also upgrade. So that is a trip wire that you offer something low ticket that will allow someone to purchase. Now, why does this matter? This matter because it filters out some of your serious buyer. Okay. So that's what a tripwire is. It's where you offer a next step, a low ticket offer next to your freebie. Number seven, you probably also see this a lot. It's something called VSL. What is it, VSL? So VSL stands for Video Sales Letter. Video sales letter is another strategies or marketing tactic where a video that walks someone through your program, your offer, your coaching, and invite them to buy. Okay. So instead of putting a PDF or checklist together, instead, you can do a video and walking someone through your offer, through what your service is, and invite them to buy. There's all sorts of different type of VSL that you can utilize. You can have a video on your homepage on your website, or you could have a video on YouTube or inside your email, and you can send someone and walk them through your methodology, walk them through your service and how you work with client, what's in it for them, and that becomes a video sales letter, which is VSL. Okay. Now, why it matter? So instead of you jumping on a call, a coaching call with everybody, now you can save some time and put it into a video because on every discovery call, I'm going to have to explain this is how I teach, this is what you're going to learn inside my program, or this is the process of how we're going to work together, or this is the my signature methodology. Now I can put it into a video, and that video is going to do the explanation for you so you don't have to, right? So when someone is booking a call, you can simply send out that video and that person will watch and understand how is it going to help me and whether or not this is something that I want to take my next step into. So that's VSL, video sales letter. The next word is CTA. right? You hear me talking about this a lot is your call to action. What do you want your audience to do next? Booking a call, grabbing a free lead magnet or freebie? Do you want them to DM you? Do you want them to commenting down there, right? Commenting on your post, or do you want them to share their insights or share their thoughts? Then that would be a call to action. A call to action, inviting them to do something. That is your call to action. Now, why does this matter? Because a lot of time when you're just out there and you're creating all these amazing content, you're putting things out there, but you don't tell them what to do. You don't tell them what to do, which I need you to start doing telling them what to do. What is their next step? What do you want people to do with this post? Oh, comment down below if you find it inspirational. That's a call to action, right? If you just want to get them to engage with you and that would help your social media post, help your algorithm, then you want to invite them to do something. If you don't tell them what to do, they won't do anything. Okay? That's just human nature, right? Unless somebody tell me, "Oh, can you take out the trash?" I'm not going to take out the trash, period. So you got to tell people what to do so that they have a clear next step. They know what to do. So that's call to action, CTA. You'll see that word. As you're listening to this, as you're dropping in, also comment down below. Let me know if there's any other terminology that I have not covered yet that you have been wondering what the heck do they mean. Next one, Angela asked me this question: offer versus package. Okay. What's the difference between offer and package? So, offer, it's the result, the transformation that you're delivering. Okay. So, if I come into your coaching and I signed up with you, what type of transformation am I going to get? Is it I'm going to feel more peace? I'm going to feel more calm. I'm going to have more clarity to who I am and what is it that I was meant to do, right? That's a transformation that you're going to deliver. I know some of the coaches would be saying, like, but I can't promise that. A transformation, a change in someone's life, you can totally promise, right? There's going to be a change. Are they going to be exactly where they are? No, that's not what coaching is, right? Coaching is going to help someone to create that change, whatever that change look like. The result, the outcome, and the thing that change is going to deliver may vary from one person to another. I can't promise you you're going to make like 20,000 tomorrow, right? But I can promise you that after the work that we do, you're going to see the difference in your business, right? That's a transformation. That's what I'm delivering. And don't let that idea of I can't promise an outcome get you stuck. Think about the transformation that you're delivering, right? A change that you're going to be able to deliver. And sometimes you can just even just say that I'm going to help you to create a change in your life. So you're not going to be stuck the same place you are this time next year. And that is an offer. Okay, that's an offer. So another example would be I'm going to use my own example. So my offer would be to build a coaching business to get seen at the right places so that you can consistently attract paying clients. Right? That's an offer. That's an offer. And it's a transformation that you're going to see in your business. Now, what is a package? A package is the delivering detail, is how many calls are we going to be on, how many sessions am I going to get, and what would be the timeline. So for example, if you go to my website, you can see that I have the 3 months and the 6 month one-on-one package. And I also have courses. I have digital courses. And for the courses, these are how many weeks, how many sessions you're going to get, and what you're going to get. So the package is a description of how many call, how many session, the timeline as an example. Okay. Because it's important to talk about your call to action in the form of what is it that you're having to offer. Okay. And not so much of the, hey, here, book a call with me. Because I know a lot of you, like when you're posting on social, you just leave it as, oh, go ahead and book a call with me. But what are you offering me? What are you offering me that would prompt me to actually want to book a call? Because at the end of the day, people are buying the outcome, buying the transformation that they know they're going to get, right? And not your calendar. They don't want another calendar. They got access to your calendar. They know how to access to your calendar, but they want to know what is it that you have to offer, which is like the transformation that you're going to deliver for them. Number 10 is upsell. You'll hear this term also, versus downsell. So related to the tripwire thing that I talked about earlier, the upsell is where you someone buy your lower ticket or someone come in and they got a freebie and you're selling them to a one-on-one coaching, which is a bigger package, right? It's a higher tier of the offer that you're presenting, or maybe it's the only tier that you're presenting. So once they have the freebie and once you offer them the free coaching session, their next step is to get this bigger package. That's an upsell. Okay. A downsell is when let's say you have a smaller package. When you have a smaller package that you would like to offer, and let's say you have the one on one coaching and they didn't buy, right? You offer a 3 months package and they didn't actually sign up, and maybe it's too big, maybe 3 months is a too long commitment to them, right? So you can downsell, which is to a lower package, a smaller package. It could be just 4 weeks, right? And I see a lot of newbie coaches get with this idea of, I want to offer a 6 month package. If you think about, especially if you're like new-ish, newbie or new-ish coach, I would highly suggest where your sweet spot is. It's anywhere from that 1 month to 3 months. Okay. So 1 month to 3 months. I would start have an idea of what do you want to do in that 3 months with that client? What does that look like? How many sessions do they get? What's your package? Put that together. But have a backup of 1 month, maybe just a 4 week package, right? If someone didn't take the 3 months because it's too large of a package, too big of a commitment, then offer them the 4 weeks, which is 1 month. That's a downsell. You're selling them to a lower cost option because maybe they're not ready to commit that big package yet. This will allow people to keep in your world no matter what their budget is. Okay. So think about, instead of wanting to go with the high ticket, everybody wants to go to a high ticket. I want to go to a high ticket, right? But someone is going through journey, especially life coaching, mindset coaching. Someone is going through that journey and career changes. That's huge, right? If someone is going through that career changes, they might not be able to financially commit to your 6 month package or 12-month package. I see newbie coaches creating newbie. When I say newbie, like anyone who's less than 5 years, I would consider that as a newbie. If you're newbie and you're creating this 12-month package, that's a long, big commitment. And depending on your niche, your client might not have that financial commitment. If someone is going through life transition, career transition, think about the financial burden that person. And this has nothing to do with, oh, is it a fear block? Is it due to fear? Is it due to hesitation? No, it's realistically, I just can't afford you. So think about what you're putting together. 3 months, usually it's a sweet spot. That's where I started. I started with a 3 months package. And I also have 1 month package or 4 weeks package when someone just wanted to try it out and maybe they don't have the time and energy to commit. Let's start with the 4 weeks and we can go from there. Right. So something to think about. That's upsell and downsell. Now, last one, it's a bonus. I really just had 10, but a bonus would be the opt-in page and sales page. Okay. Some of you have opt-in page and some of you have sales page. And what's the difference between that and website? So I see a lot of coaches jump into creating a website. You're spending money, you're spending your investments jumping into creating and building a beautiful website, which is totally needed down the line, right? Once you start having clients coming in, then you definitely want to consider investing and building a website. but that is not what you immediately need. Remember, we talked about the cold audience, warm audience. We also talked about the leads, right? Lead magnet. The lead magnet is going to help you to turn into paying clients. Your website visitors are going to be website visitor, which means that they go to the website, they visit it once, they might just close it and never come back. Now, the reason why you want to start with lead magnet is so that you build this opt-in page to collect their email. And so when they go to that opt-in page, open, they gave you their email and they close the browser, they close that page, they left. But the difference between an opt-in page and website is that the opt-in page got some valuable information that allow you to go back to that person and say, hey, I noticed that you were interested in this topic. How can I help? Versus a website visitor is going to close and you got nothing out of it. You got nothing. You created, you spent $2,000. I don't know how much they do website now. Versus $2,000, right? Anywhere in that range. You create a beautiful website, but it's just sitting there because you're not sure how to leverage it, how to actually capture your lead. A sales page is more like related to the website where you include the pricing, you include testimonial, you include what is it about the program. Maybe it's an 8-week program, 6-month program, whatever that program looks like. You're selling one particular package on that sales page. Okay, so that's it. You don't have a package. You just want to offer the one-on-one coaching. Then just have a one-page service guide or one-page description about what's in it for them. What's the coaching that you're offering? And that can sit without having you spending hours and hours building your website. Okay. If you have a website domain, great. That's perfect. But just have a one page where you can send your audience so that they can learn more about how to sign up coaching with you. What do I get? What are you offering? Right. It's just one page. And that's all you need. And you can also do this via Canva. You don't need to have extra buying more things, right? You can easily do that in Canva. And Canva will allow you to create like a service description one page that you can send to your potential clients, or you can print it out as a flyer, as a service guide that you send somebody to look at, oh, this is what I'm offering and this is what you get. So we cover a lot of terminology. Now you might be sitting there and wondering, okay, so Michelle, what do I need to do in order to get 3 clients by Friday? Here's what I want you to think about your own journey, right? There's 2 type of coaches I work with. Some are just starting out. If you're just starting out, you're getting your name out there, you're building that trust, you're finding your voice. So what you want to do is forget about all these complicated marketing tactic and strategies and terms. What you want to do is you can either send DM, private message, or text, or just pick up the phone and call 5 people that you already know. And these 5 people could be your past clients, they could be your past coworker or someone that you connected with, your business bestie or your peer, and start the conversation. Okay. Ask them what they're working on in the next this month, next 30 days, or just get into a conversation and find out what they're working on. And if you can support them, if it's a good fit, right? You don't have to sell, you can just connect and say, hey, I recently went into this route and it became a passion of mine where I am here to helping people to do X, Y, and Z. And with that, right, you can invite them, hey, if this is something that you're struggling with, I can help. How about if we set up a call today so that I can learn more about your situation and how I can best help you. And just conversation like that is going to get you the clients that you need. Another call and another action, right? This is a bonus, totally bonus. You're going to share one story this week on your social about why you become a coach. If you have not already done, that would be where you start, especially if you're just starting out. Regardless who's on your current social media followers, right? If it's your friend, your family member, great. They're going to be there and celebrate you and cheer you on. But you want to be there and let people know that you have a business and this is what you're passionately helping people to solve. And just put it out there. There's way that you write these posts, which I will make sure to write it down and I will cover it in another training. But that's your step number one. Forget about all these complicated funnels and terminology. Just pick up the phone, either DM, text, or call somebody, right? And let them know what you do, find out what they're going through, and maybe you can offer a little quick complimentary session and say, hey, at the end of that session, if you know somebody who's struggling the same thing, just send them to me. That could be your call to action. It doesn't necessarily mean that, hey, if you want to be my client, it could be, hey, this is what you're going to experience. Who do you know that I need to talk to? Just ask for that referral. Now, if you are in the scaling and growing mode, which some of my clients are more established and they come to me and they have something built already, you have an offer, you got some clients, and now you're trying to be more consistent. Okay. So, how you're going to get that three clients is you want to go back and look at your last post, your last email, and you want to ask these questions. Was I clear in terms of making it clear of who this offer is for? Do they know this is for them? And the second question I want you to ask is, do you have a clear call to action at the end? Did you tell them what to do next? If not, then that post needs to be refined and need to be updated. Or your next post should not be just inspiration or just education. So maybe for you this week is to think about the lead magnet that you have created. Did you put it places where people can download? Did you include it in your bio? Or did you talk about it? Did you talk about this amazing resource that you have created? A lot of my clients, they created this amazing resource, but they never told anybody that, hey, I created this for you. And so they're sitting there and wondering, okay, but nobody is downloading it. Of course, nobody is downloading it because you haven't talked about that, the things that you created. So if that's where you are, that's something that I want you to look at this week in order to get that three clients. Okay. So if you are ready to build your online coaching business and guessing at all the right places and having the consistent paying clients, just comment down below clients. And what I'll do is I will personally reach out to you and to learn more about where you're at so I can help you and point you to the right support for the next stage. And in the meantime, comment down below and tell me what are you going to focus on this week for the remaining of the week to actually move that needle towards paying clients. Comment down below. See you next time. Bye.